16.2 times 7.9. Get them all set up. 8, 9, 7, 2, 1. How many decimals do I have? Decimal places do I have? 2. So my final answer, 127 and 98 hundredths, and the label for area is going to be, Desi? Square what? What's the unit? Meters squared. Do you need the meters squared? Yes, because that's how we measure area. What happens if you don't have the meters squared? Yes, wrong-o. Liam? 2 means squared, yes. If you prefer, you could say SQM, square meters. Either one is fine, whatever you prefer. Lexi? When you're finding area, yes, you do. We talked before about the floor. What you're saying is that you would almost, to fill up that rectangle for number 1, if you were to divide it like we've done before, you would have about 128 of those squares on the inside. But we don't know they're squares unless you label it as squares. Okay? So you need that label. Sometimes what people do is they write the labels down ahead of time so that they don't forget. Yes? Squared. Right. If it were a 3, it would be cubed, but we'll get to that later. Cubed. Right? What do we say too, Liam? We said that these shapes are two-dimensional, flat. That also has a little bit to do with it, because when we talk about things being cubed, it'll have a 3 by it. 3-dimensional. It also has something to do with it. All right, good. Let's look at number 3. Number 3 is what shape? Don't look so excited. It's Friday. Sierra, what shape is number 3? Good, a square. So what formula will I use, Sierra? Which is? You got it written down, don't you? Huh? I told you to write it down again. That's why. Busted. Liam. S times S. What's S? What is S? Liam. What is it? What's S? 18. Do it. All right. 8 times 8. 64. 8 plus 6. 14. Drop our 0. 8. 1. 4. 2. 3. 324 inches squared. Did you have the squared? You didn't have the squared? Wrong. Learn it now before it counts for real. I don't show any mercy with that because you'll never learn if you don't if you're not held accountable for it. If I say, that's okay, you forgot the squared this time, just remember next time. You won't remember next time. You get it wrong, and you got to redo it because of that, you'll remember the next time. Trust me. Carlos. Number 8. What shape is number 8? Dasan. It's a square. Find the area. Oh, you did it wrong. You didn't have the formula written down. How are you going to get it if you don't know the formula? Someone please help Casimir. Area of a square. S times S. Casimir, what's the side measurement? What's the side measurement? 2 point what? Look at number 8. What's the side measurement? So, side times what's the side measurement? 2.6. Side times side. Whatever the side measurement is, we're going to multiply it to itself. 36, 15. Drop the 0. 12, 5, 6, 7, 6. 1, 2 decimal places. 1, 2 decimal places. 6.76, and the label is? Is it meters? Meters squared. I can't help you if you won't help yourself. If you don't take the proper steps in class, you're not going to get it. When I say write something down, I'm not just saying it. Okay? Side times side. Then the rest is multiplication. It takes care of itself. Oh, and making sure that you label it right. All right? Number 9 looks fun. Go for it. If you were able to get to the point where it was 12.75 times 8.5, then congratulations. That's a big deal. Because on a lot of the rectangles that they give you, they only give you like, they would only give you like this. They would only give you the 12.75 and the 8.5. Some of you maybe, hopefully you didn't, maybe you got confused because they gave you all of them. It doesn't matter. You knew this already. You knew that this side over here was going to be the same as that one. You knew this one was going to be the same as the one up there. You just need to pick one of each and multiply them. What's disheartening in just a little bit is the multiplication. We've done multiplication with decimals before. Okay? You've got to dig deep and trying to forget the stuff, trying to forget the basics and the stuff that we've done already. You don't line up the decimals when you multiply. You line up the decimals when you add or subtract. We'll take care of the decimal at the end. So you just set it up the way you normally would. So 25, 37, 13, and 6. Drop that 0. 40, 60, 6 plus 16 is 22, and 10. 5, 7, 3, 8, 0, 1, 1, 2, 3 decimal places, 1, 2, 3, gives us 108.375, and the label is feet squared. Okay? Read and recognition. See the problem, see what shape it is, determine what formula you're using, and use it. And try not to forget about your label at the same time. Turn to worksheet 4-7 on the back side of 4-6. Okay. Now, you've got a variety of rectangles and squares there. So, number 1 looks like a rectangle. So, if it's a rectangle, I'm going to use what formula? Length times width, right, L times W. So what are you going to multiply for number 1? Lexi. 13.2 times 6.5. How about number 2? What shape is number 2? Desan? And you would multiply what? Because you're going to use S times S, right? What? When you multiply? 0.98 times 0.98. And I would be really careful that when I multiply those together, when I'm all done, I'm going to make sure that I move the decimal how many places, Desan? 4. Be careful with that one. Make sure that you do the proper way. So yeah, number 3 looks like a square, but is it? It is. Number 3. It is a square? Why is it a rectangle? Liam?
Because it has two different.
Yeah, one of the sides measures 19, the other one measures 17.4. Last time I checked, a square has 4 sides that are all the same. Remember? Kindergarten, right?
No.
So it can't be. Can't be a square. So what are you going to multiply for this one? Decide. And I would probably set it up how? I'll probably set it up this way, 17.4 times the 19. Just looks better, cleaner, neater. Because you're going to, don't worry about that decimal now, you worry about the decimal when you multiply. At the end. So numbers 1 through 6 is your homework. 1 through 6, if you work on it and you work diligently, you should be able to finish. Okay? So it shouldn't even be homework, it should just be right here sitting in classwork. Just don't lose it between now and Monday. Okay? So that'll be your assignment, worksheet 4-7, numbers 1 through 6. Oh, and make sure you label anything that maybe you could do now to make sure that you don't forget about the label. Anything you could do now to make sure you don't forget about the label? Yes. Label now. Label 1 through 6 right now, and then all you got to do is just find the multiplication.